Hi and welcome to Edwards Motorhomes. Today Tony and I are going to do a handover video for you on this 2017 plated Auto Trail Apache 700. Really hope you find it informative. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the outside of the van and then we're going to work our way in. Now to start off with, the first thing of course is we have your key. Press the top button, ignition key pops out. Top button here, that would unlock your cab doors. Bottom button will unlock your habitation door and it will drop your habitation step. Middle button will lock everything. Inside the passenger door, we have your bonnet release just here and your toolkit just there. We have your fuel filler just here and that works off your ignition key. Gas locker, which will take 2 propanes in there. As I said, we've got your habitation step there. Now, that can be retracted. You have a button just here. If you press that one, it will put it back in or drop it down as needed. Fridge vents here and here. Fresh water fill just there. Again, it's just pop the hose in and fill it up. And here we have your gas barbecue point. Here, we have access to the storage area underneath your U-shaped rear lounge. You have got access both sides. Coming around the rear, reversing camera, spare wheel and tow bar on this particular model. Again, access to your storage area. Just here we have your outdoor shower point. And here we have your fresh water drain. Next we come to your cassette toilet. Now, when we're talking about the cassette toilet, the first thing is, on the toilet itself, there is a blade that will open or close on the toilet, and that's done by a grey handle. For obvious reasons, the toilet must be closed for you to be able to take the cassette out. Now, how you do that is just unclip from here and slide it out. Pull out the handle, and then it's on wheels. And you would take that to what they call the Alson point, and every campsite should have an Alson point. When you get there, unscrew the cap. Press the orange button on the back because that lets the air flow in, so it's not going to glug out all over the place. So you flush away, hose through, flush away again, new chemical into the cassette, knock down your toilet. It is very strong and it will stain your toilet. The other thing, of course, is that what you do want to use is you want to use the green or the blue chemical, and you want to use cheaper toilet paper, or you want to use proper camping toilet paper. The last thing you want is triple quilted stuff. It won't break it down. You'll end up with a big ball of mess in there, and that won't be a pleasant job to get that out. Next, we have the flue for your heating. Now, when you take these covers off, there is a knack to it. Hand on the top like that and pull from the bottom. Same when you put it back on, hand on the top, clip it back in. You don't just want to pull, because what will happen is eventually you'll just break this off and you'll end up needing to get a new one. Down here, we have your wastewater drain. And again, that just works off a tap. And of course, here is your electric hookup point. Now, there's a blue catch in there, but you do need to drop down to be able to release. Let's take a look inside.
Okay, so as we move on to the cab, we've got your electric windows just here, electric mirrors. Got your steering wheel controls for your Bluetooth and your radio, so picking up the telephone, etc. You've got your windscreen wipers, headlights and cruise control. We've got a 6-speed manual gearbox, traction plus, hill descent function, and you can also lock your cab doors from inside if you wanted to. Heated mirrors just there. We've got your cabin controls for your heating, so you've got your speed and also which direction, and then you've got your aircon button just there. Moving on to this bit, we've got your CD player across the top, and we also have nav, DAB, FM and AM radio in here as well. All very easy to use, well put out. Moving on to your tablet, phone holder or map holder. All you need to do is pull this handle at the side and you can put your item in there. When you're putting it away, make sure you fold that back because it's quite easy to break, and pop it all away. We've then got, just in here, your cool box. So if you want to keep a bottle of water cool, you can do in there with your aircon on. We've got a 12 volt socket just there and a USB port. We also have these fabulous 2 cup holders just down here. Moving on to your blinds, these are easy. Just if something a little bit fragile, just be careful with them. Draw them across, magnet strip down there, that keeps it in place. When you come back, just guide the top of it back in and clip it back. On for your windscreen, same again, just pinch, pull across, close together, now magnetise together again. Always worth putting an elastic band around there or a hairband or something, that just keeps them together. You don't want any unfortunate views from outside. All you need to do, flip those back, make sure you clip them back in. Again, if you go around a corner, you might find that they'll swing across if you haven't clipped them back in. One last thing to note in the cab, obviously these are swivel seats, so all you need to do is use the handle just down the bottom here. That will swivel the seat round, and on the side, so you've also got one on the driver's side, it works on a rocker system, so you've got height adjustment, like so. And you also press it down to go back down. And that's your cab and your seats. Okay, so next is bed makeup. First one here, easy to do. Slide that out just there. We'll remove that one and slide that one out. With these out the way as well. Now the previous owner has made a little slat just to make it a bit easier, because normally you'd put the table in there just to use as your base. However, this does make it a little easier. What you need to do is just pop that in there like so. Once you're all set, pop your cushions back into place accordingly. And there's your one bed made up. Now you could do it the other way around. I think actually that one probably slots into there. As you can see the gap. Good 3/4 bed. Plus room to be able to walk up and down through. Andy's now going to go to the rear window and I'm going to show you the back one in the lounge. Okay, so very simple. Again, all you need to do, pull the slats out until they lock into place just there. Again, put your cushions down accordingly. And again, you can flip these round just to save any wear and tear on there. But that's how you make your beds up. Nice and easy.
Next we come to your TV and your satellite dish. So with your satellite dish, it turns on from just here. Flick on. Now you want to be working on Astra 2 just there, but by pressing that button it will take you through. But everything in the UK you can find on Astra 2 at the moment. So when we want to put the satellite dish up, we press that button and hold on and then release. Now if Tony pops outside, he'll be able to show you the satellite dish going up. Now the one thing we can't get in the showroom is a decent signal, so it won't actually stop in position. It will just keep trying to search around until it finds that signal. Once you've actually got the TV up and it's in position, the first thing is underneath, just here, you can see the red lights on, which means it's on standby. Now there is actually a switch just here, so you can turn it on or off. When it's on standby, using the remote control, just press the top button, get it on the right angle, and that will then turn blue. So you shouldn't really need to tune this thing in the UK. As long as it's been set for Astra 2, because it's running from the satellite, it should tune itself directly straight in. If you do need to, by pressing the setup button there, it will then take you through the instructions to be able to set up your TV. So next we come to your kitchen. Now the first thing with your kitchen is you have your microwave up here. Plug socket for that is up here. Now of course that will only work if you're plugged into the 230 volt mains. We then have your hobs, 3 gas and an electric hot plate. Again, the electric hot plate will only work if you're plugged into the mains, but if you are wild camping, you do have your gas for the rest of the oven. Separate grill and oven just there, all gas. Work surface, this does lift off and you've got your drainer just there. Excellent storage, and then of course we come to your 3-way fridge freezer. So, 3-way fridge freezer. Now, how these work, press the button there to turn it on. Then to choose, you press, and you'll see it's flashing there on battery. So we can now move either way to what we want. So let's say we want it on electric. Press the button, and now we can change the temperature. And press again. So you have 3 choices when it comes to your fridge freezer. You have electric, if you're plugged into the mains. You have gas, if you're wild camping. And you have battery. Now, you would assume battery means leisure battery. It doesn't. It means vehicle battery, which means the engine must be running for it to work on battery. There you have your 3-way fridge freezer and your kitchen.
Okay, so moving on to your bathroom. Now, obviously Andy mentioned outside about the cassette toilet. So, cassette toilet, if we lift up this lid, you'll see at the moment the blade is closed. This grey handle just down here, slide that over, opens it up. Advisable to keep it closed when not in use, and also, as said before, make sure that's shut when you take the cassette toilet out. You can also swivel the seat to get into the most comfortable position. Just at the back here we've got your flush button, okay, works off the fresh water tank, and also this will light up when it's full, so it's handy for that. The rest of it, you've got your shower, obviously works hot and cold, fairly easy and self-explanatory in here, good storage just there, and also your light switches in there, and that's your bathroom.
So next we come to your heating. So to start off with, we have your Sergeant control panel up here, which we'll go into in more detail in a moment. But first of all, you have these 2 switches here for space heater and water heater. These are to be running on electric, so again it will only work if you're plugged into the mains. If you don't turn those on though, you're not going to get anything running through electric. Next, just down here, you'll see your boiler switch for being on electric. And then when we come up above the habitation door just here, you also have more controls. So this one is for your boiler on gas, 50 or 70 degrees. And this is your ultra heat for on electric, as you can see there, 230 volt. So first of all, you have to pick 500 kilowatt, 1000 kilowatt or 2000 kilowatt, and then you pick your temperature just there. Coming over onto the ultra heat itself, if we're now going to be running on gas, you turn it on from there, press down, and that will ignite. Fan speed is over here, so again you just turn that to where you want it to be. Coming back round to your 12 volt control panel just here, so the first thing of course is your battery, so press on there, you can choose between leisure and vehicle. That one is your water pump, so again with your water pump you must make sure you turn that on if you're using any of your taps or if you're going to flush your toilet. Now the other thing of course is with your water pump is you must fill up your boiler before you can actually heat up the water in there. I know it's a little thing, but it's something we do need to make sure of. Then of course we have here for your lights, and that way for your awning. Then of course if you scroll down, it'll show you your battery conditions, your fresh water tank, wastewater tank, your current battery usage, solar usage, your external temperature, tank heaters to turn them on or off by that button there. Again with your clock you can check that through that one, and your alarm. And then we come round to your event timers and back round to the beginning. There we have your heating and your control panel.
Okay, so 12 volt Omnifan, windows, the skylights next. So the Omnifan first. So if you just twist this, this will open it up at the top. Then on button, and you've got extraction and also air to come in. You do have 3 speeds, and you'll hear it increasing with every one. So just switch it over, just keep decreasing down the speeds until you come across to the other side, and so on and so forth. Turn it off. When you're finished, always make sure you take this down. Very easy to miss because you can't see clearly through. Once it's down, it'll lock into place. You've also got a blind on there as well that comes across just by pinching. Then got your window. We'll use this one as an example. So to start off with, we do have blind and fly screen. These two can be classed together just here, so you can have privacy and ventilation at the same time. Undo the latches. We've also got a bit of a sort of two-stage latch, so you can put them on to the middle one if you just want a little bit of ventilation, but otherwise if you want it open, push forward and you'll tighten these up into position for where you want the windows to go. Always remember to bring it back in when you're finished. If you don't, it could be quite a costly mistake if you happen to drive off with one of them open. Next up, we have your skylight. Skylight works just like this again. Little button just on the middle. Open them up there, get your winder handle, and just sort of help it along its way. And then once it gets going, it'll only go so far and then stop. Once you're satisfied, just leave it at that. Again, when it's time to leave, make sure you wind it down. Take it as far as it'll go, lock it back into position. This skylight here also comes, obviously, with its fly screen and blind, and retracts all the way down. That is your skylights, windows, and your 12-volt Omnifan.
Okay, so we've already gone into some of the features on the Sergeant control panel, with obviously your button to turn on your space heater and your water heater when you're on electric. Again, this button here, when you're plugged into the mains, will work the charger, so it'll be charging up the batteries. If that light goes and turns on, it means you're on reverse polarity, which means you're on the continent. Now, these buttons work as of the 12-volt control panel, so again, if you want to put your water pump on, you can do it from there. That button there will completely shut down your system. And then, of course, you have your fuses just in here. And also, if you have a quick look behind the driver's seat, there are some more down there. Next, of course, we have your trip switches, which are just behind this bracket just here.
Okay, so next up we've got your gas isolator switches and also your leisure batteries. So gas isolator switches are located just here. They are all open in that position at the moment. You'll also see your boiler drain just there, but we'll move on to that one in a little bit. Just over here we have your leisure batteries. One's obviously sort of mounted into the floor just there, and that's an extra one which is for this particular vehicle.
So next we're going to come to your water systems. Now, whether you drink the water, whether you don't, there are certain things that you need to do. First thing, of course, is that you need to fill your system. Now, before you fill up your system, what you want to do is, when we were outside at the start of the video, I showed you the drain down for your fresh water tank. Make sure that's sealed. Then you go around to your water fill, pop the hose in and fill it up. Obviously, if you leave it open, it's just going to go straight in and pour straight out. Now, once you've filled up your tank, next thing you need to do is you come in and you look at your boiler just here. Now, you'll see that yellow switch. That yellow switch, while it's up in the air, means the boiler's open. Now, if we put our water pump on, all that's going to happen is the water is going to come from your fresh water tank into your boiler and pour out all over the floor. So what we'd need to do, flick that switch down. That way now we know your boiler's sealed. So when we put the water pump on, the water's going to go through into your boiler and then it's going to fill up. Next thing we want to do is open up all your taps. Once we've then opened up your taps, while it's priming, it's going to cough and splutter at you for a minute while the air's coming through, and then it's going to start coming through properly. Once you've done that, you can knock your taps down, pop your water pump off, you've primed your system. Now, come the end of the season, you want to drain your system down when you know you're going to get frost, especially around about October time. You're sort of working in reverse. So the first thing, of course, that you do is you open up your fresh water tank, drain it down. Next thing is we come back to this switch here, and we flick that up because we now want to drain down our boiler. Now, I would usually say don't have your water pump on if you've got no water in your system. But for a few seconds, open up all your taps. Let it get that water out the pipes so you know you've got no water stored. That way, if you have a bad frost, there's nothing for it to damage.
Okay, so next up, something simple, your tables. Your first one which comes at the back here, is a standalone table. Your leg just located there, and obviously your actual table is stored away just there. All you'll need to do is just take out this rubber filling piece just here, if I can get my nails in there, like that. Pop your leg in, and then pop the tabletop in place. So obviously there's quite a lot of room around here, easy for plenty of people to get round. The next one you also get is a standalone table, just here, which can also be located just there. So all you need to do is undo that latch. Same on the following side. Extend it out until it goes into place. Same with that one. And there we are. There's nothing stopping you from actually using that up that end as well. It's entirely up to you. The beauty of a freestanding table. So, thank you for joining us on this Apache 700 video. We hope you found it informative. Now, if you'd like to subscribe to our channel, just hit that little red button just down there. Like, comment, even share it if you want to. Thank you for joining us. We've got quite a big back catalogue now of reviews and handover videos. So, if you want to have a look at any of those, you're more than welcome to. Thank you.